guys, Karen Becker here, and it is time for another co-parenting tip. We're going to continue on the topic of communication. We've already talked about why communication is important, because if you're not communicating with your ex, your children are being caught in the middle by default. But how is it best to communicate with your ex, and what happens if you have different ideas about how to communicate? I am a firm believer in having everything in writing when it comes to co-parenting, especially in high conflict co-parenting situations. But what happens if you agree with me and your ex doesn't? There's a way around this. First, our goal is always positive co-parenting, right? If your ex wants to have communication happen in person or over the phone, that's okay. Give that to them. Positive co-parenting is about give and take, and this is an easy one to give them. Have the conversation with them in person or over the phone. But the key is document the conversation after the fact. Now, you don't need to write in there, I'm just documenting our conversation. What you do need to do is put in there, thanks for the conversation. I just want to recap the conversation. And then your last line should be, let me know if I've missed anything or I have some information wrong. What this does is it gives your ex an out. You've still documented the conversation for CYA purposes, but it gives your ex the chance to say, no, this is wrong, or yes, this is right. If you are using a service like Our Family Wizard or CoParently, it's also going to show when your ex read this. So not only do you have that last line in there, but you have the chance to see when they've read the information. And if they choose not to reply, that's okay. Your last line is your CYA in that. If you're using email to document the conversation, there are some email service providers that will give you a read receipt too. Check into that to see if they do. If you're documenting the conversation via text, iPhones, if they have the read receipts turned on, will tell you when they've read it. It will also tell you when it's delivered, even if the read receipts are turned off on their end. If you are using text, there's a great app called With My Kids where you can upload snapshots of the conversations that you're having, and you're able to take notes to explain what this was. That way, it's easy to go back if there's ever a question about it. So, to recap our conversation today, I think it's very important to always have communication happen in writing, but if your ex is unwilling, that's okay. You can still have the conversation with them face-to-face or over the phone, but you're going to want to recap it for documentation purposes later. Don't forget to add the last line that gives them an out to say that you may have missed something or you may have information incorrect, but it's up to them to tell you about it. So with that said, that's all for today. If you like what you see, subscribe so you know when these are always coming out. If you think somebody will benefit, forward this on to them. If you have a topic you want to see, comment below or contact me through my site at KarenBeckerLifeCoach.com.